5.
Eric just said the greatest scenes in movie history is the Darth Vader in Rogue One. Oh my gosh, he's so powerful.
I actually said greatest cinematic accomplishment.
I tend to agree with him. So
that's even worse. That's even worse. I'll give you Avengers. That was incredible.
Name one better.
Avengers Assemble.
No.
Yeah, that's way more impactful than Darth Vader just doing some chokeholds on the stupid Rebel Alliance ship. Are you kidding me? Come on.
The lightsaber came out of nowhere.
The ship.
Oh my god, you guys!
It was like Randy Orton's lightsaber.
He downed it.
More impactful than the whole. Whatever. I can't even.
The Marvel one's better.
I agree. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast,
is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
For those who come after. Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Guys, tonight we're going to be talking about the MetaQuest Xbox, some Xbox PC updates, Hellblade. Eric's pumped about that coming over to PS5. He wants more trophies and achievements. Square Enix, I don't know what's good. Well, that actually, I know what this is about. We're going to talk about that. That might be news story number 1.
Oh,
but joining me as always, Chipotle Bear is not here. He is at a concert. He bailed on us. He's at Red Rocks Amphitheater as we speak. So if you want to say hi,
I've never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Did you see that crowd?
Lords of the Underworld.
Looked super old. Okay, Bubble Boy's on. He's looking up right now. Joining me as new producer tonight, X Bacon Game and 24 Hours from Greatness.
This time tomorrow night, gentlemen, I will be in the stands at Mile High, ready to watch night 1 of Metallica.
A real concert.
A real concert. They don't go live. Metallica doesn't go on until 8:45.
So
Limp Bizkit's right before him. So I am, and then Sunday night.
I like Limp Bizkit.
Sunday night is night 2, and I am just let's go. I'm so geeked.
Are you gonna wear a white shirt and a red backwards hat?
No, I'm not. I'm not the Limp Bizkit kind of guy.
Damn it.
I've been Metallica since like '83.
I've been watching some random like shorts and reels on Instagram of whatever that I can't remember his name, the lead singer of Metallica. And it's pretty cool how they play that like song, the most interesting man in the world right before that he goes on.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure their show is great.
I'm in, what was it, 2000 here at Mile High with Korn and Kid Rock, System of a Down, Power Man 5. That was a show, gentlemen.
Yeah. But then that got me all hyped. But then I saw him coming off for like a break, and he's like all hunched over and breathing hard.
Dude,
and
he's
smoking
60,
a cigar.
bro.
I'm like, oh.
He's 60. He was lit on fire in Canada.
Stephen Jenkins, from lead singer of Third Eye Blind Bacon, is also 60, and I don't see him like that. I'm just saying. Joining me as always is Bubble Boy N7. Rogue One equals the greatest of all time. Wow, that is a bold strategy, Cat.
Greatest Star Wars movie for sure.
Oh,
absolutely.
Agreed.
I want to talk about that more, except I have an apology to make to an old man at Costco in the Parker Costco today. I have my This is Gateway's ROTC t-shirt that I have on today. That they gave me because I'm good in tight with the ROTC crew over at Gateway. And some guy said thank you for your service to me, and I go. My exact words I think were, you're
welcome. That's what I would have said. Just kept rolling.
Yeah, I looked at Ashley and I was like, sir, I did not serve. I served a different way. I watched children.
Yes,
all day,
that's
every day,
that's what you could have said,
God.
Chance.
But I think Chief Skender, the old Master Chief, I call him in our school, would say, sure, Chance, you get a pass, but I have never seen anything close to combat outside of the dangerous halls of inner city public school in America. So
It's no joke. And subbing in tonight, joining us because, well, we'll save it for later. Eric from over at Game Positive /YouTube or YT, the Night Lord she tells you not to worry about. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Game of the year. So far.
Is it?
So far.
It's all
Yeah.
right.
We played it one night. We haven't been
Played it
back
2
since.
nights. I played it 2 nights. Chapone I played.
I don't know. Eric also said he was going to play with us. Still,
I also have never gotten an invite once. So
still waiting. Shout out
like
to the
it's
chat. Shout
not
out to
on you.
Nissa. Shout out to Gentle Stone, De Niro Primero. Who else is here? I think I saw Soaking It maybe. Shout out to our chat. Bacon, do you know how to operate the juicy hot takes?
I sure do, Dan.
Okay, well, I need you to pull that part up, okay? And we're gonna go straight. You know what? We're gonna get right into it. Everybody, get ready for a D-Wally rant.
Oh, there it is.
And news story number 1, Jose.
Pew, 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 pew.
Bacon news story number
I
1.
don't have the sounds. They're on his computer.
Chance, news story.
Oh,
Give me
hold on, I
something.
got some.
team assemble.
what?
Okay, Chance, can you give me something, Chance?
Ooh, let's have some
Some-
background music while we do this tonight.
I can give you that. Okay.
Hold on, Chance, come on.
Shut the up, Gary.
Okay,
There you
news
go.
story number 1. We'll go right to it.
Oh, hold on.
There
It
we
is
go.
in here.
God, are you serious?
It's
We are
right
a amateur podcast.
Uh, it's on
Good
loop.
God,
It's
just
on loop,
stop,
too.
please, God, Jose. See what happens when you're not here. News story number 1. This is coming. This is Bubble Boy. Bubble Boy, I know, added this to the notes. From thegamer.com, never heard of it. Square Enix has admitted it's very aware of how much how much we all love, not all of us, love Claire Obscure Expedition 33's combat. And right off the bat, here we go.
You're too
Bacon?
early in the game, Dan.
Oh, he's
Bacon.
bending the knee.
What? What?
Ah!
What? No, he's not. Is he?
Bacon, I owe you an apology.
T-Bone.
I need to bend the knee right
T-Bow,
now.
he's T-Bowing.
A partial. My
No,
knee is
let's go
slightly
full
off the
man.
ground.
Oh,
Bacon Expedition 33 is a great game.
yeah.
Is it?
I'll take great.
Is it amongst the greats,
You're
like
not
you were
through yet.
saying,
You're
amongst
not
Mass
through yet.
Effect
You're
You have
not
to
through
be
it
and
yet.
amongst Elden Ring?
You're not through
I think it
yet.
has potential.
Damn.
I think it has potential.
Timestamp
But,
Elden Ring?
oh, trust me, I'm not done yet, Eric. Just let me finish, guys.
I think this
Here's my
deserves-
problem.
hold on,
Here's
this
my
deserves-
critiques of the game. Actually, let's start with the positives. Okay, I am 10 hours in gameplay. I just finished. I'm through Act 1. I'm tired of people. By the way, you shouldn't be like, wait till Act 1 because that just kind of ruins what's going to happen.
I was
after.
trying to
didn't
get
know
you
what
to
was
the
happening.
cuts.
Everyone says we'll get
Like
through
the-
Act 1. Ignore
I-
those people. Just play the game.
I had no idea what was going to happen.
We'll get to that. So here's what I love about Expedition 33, you guys. It is unique. It is good looking. The story has me intrigued. I'm hoping, I'm praying it's going to pay off, but I'm starting to have a little bit of doubts. It's kind of getting into that lost territory. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It better give me some real good answers to stand amongst Mass Effect is all I'm going to say.
Sure. At the end, there's
Okay.
this red light, and then there's this green light that goes the
Well,
other way.
everyone makes a big deal about that. The whole journey in Mass Effect 3 is the greatest ending of all time.
You know
Let's-
that's
let's
how
not
I
kid
feel.
ourselves.
I'm
But
kidding.
here's the thing: it's impressive what they've done. Voice acting, top tier. Music is good. Everyone says how great. I think it's really good. There's not a tune right off the bat where I can think of, like dun, 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 like or some sort of theme. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know. Maybe I will later. I think it's excellent. But here's where I got to push back a little bit. Everybody's glazing this combat. Like, oh my gosh, this is the best turn-based combat ever. We've
It is.
never seen anything like this. I want all of my games to be like this.
I do.
And this is where I got to push back. Chance and I
Are yelling at our children.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah, he must. Grayson,
Yeah,
Grayson
I'll
must
tell
have
him
touched the PS5.
Here's the thing. Chance and I have been playing JRPGs specifically, turn-based JRPGs since the night. We were there from the beginning. We were not playing. I wasn't playing the SNES versions, but some of my favorite JRPGs, Final Fantasy VII. I mean, that was my introduction to it. Final Fantasy VIII, one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, hey, speaking of which,
Yes. Shout out to the
There it is.
There it is. Squall and is it Renoa?
Renoa.
And then played Final Fantasy IX and didn't finish it. Final Fantasy X, wow, what a game on PS2. That was one of the highlights of PS2 for me before I traded it in for an Xbox. Loved Final Fantasy, played Final Fantasy 13, never beat it. Got far, Chance loves that one. I actually enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. I love the bros. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it.
Really?
Beat Final Fantasy 16, buried under all the crap. There's potential to be one of the greatest Final Fantasy 16s in there with some of the combat and the story. And shout out to Clive. Clive might be my favorite protagonist of any of the.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
More than Squall?
I was gonna say not more than Squall. But anyway, so that's the background. I've been playing a lot of JRPGs. In addition, we have also played games like Child of Light,
Yep.
which I'm pretty sure had a lot of the mechanics that we're seeing, not to the extent, but it's there. Also, South Park, Stick of Truth, South Park, The Fractured But Whole. Most recently,
Butthole.
Sea of Stars had
It's
it's not the same. It's not the same. All I'm trying to say is that everyone's acting like what Expedition 33's combat has done we've never seen anything like that. Yes, I will agree. If you've never played any JRPGs, never connected with any turn-based JRPGs, I understand where Bacon is coming from. I can see why he sees this so highly for a turn-based JRPG-like game. I get it. But I've played these other games, and I've seen mechanics like this.
Right.
And before you say anything, Chance, yes, it's not the exact same, but basically all that they've done now is in every move, you either have to dodge or parry, which in other games you didn't have to do. But in this one, it's basically if you don't do one of those, you're probably going to die.
You cook.
Okay? In other games, you could survive it. It adds another dimension of, I would say, difficulty and maybe some skill. But as of right now, a third of the way through the game, I'm really hoping that it evolves more because sometimes I'm like, okay, I get it. I got to dodge. I got to parry. I got to do a certain combo. It's fun and I like it, but I have to push back. We can't give Expedition all this credit. We've seen similar mechanics in previous games. So Bubble Boy, give me some thoughts on that because I know
why.
you've played a lot of the games.
Yeah,
and then I want to go to Eric because Eric has also, I just want to hear his impressions before Bacon glazes over this game. Go ahead.
It felt revolutionary to me in the fact that it felt like the companies that did this best, Square Enix and the Final Fantasy franchise, were abandoning it. And they were like, oh, you can't make a good game like this. Okay. That's my first point, right? That it really, you can make a very, very good game of the year contender turn-based combat. Okay. Second point, AA Studio. That's a huge, huge thing that I think you're forgetting about this, that for as good as it is, to even be putting it in the ranks of all these other games that we're talking about, even though that you're not ready to put it up there with Elden Ring, some people
Yeah,
are.
I want to finish it.
To say that about a AA studio is really, really pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
I think they deserve a lot for what they've accomplished. I completely agree. It's right now, as of right now, it's my game of the year, hands down. I haven't even finished it.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
see.
But-
Let's see.
Thank you. All right.
But again, I have to push back on
You don't.
the combat it's not revolutionary. I've played something like this. I'm pretty sure didn't Super Mario RPG have elements of something like this too, but
Again, maybe there are pieces, and that's what I think is
Yes,
so cool.
there
about
are
it.
definite
This is
pieces.
a developer that clearly was like, here's what we want to do. We don't want this to die. As Gentlestone said, we're going to evolve this. We're going to make it something our own.
Yes.
And if people love it, all the better for it. We're going to try. We're going to put it out there. It's not. Jose always said, like, just because it's unique doesn't make it good.
Yes.
And he's right about that. This is unique and really good. I think
it is good. It is.
Have you gotten to the point where you're starting to die?
Oh yeah, of course I've died.
Okay.
I've been trying to parry everything, and I'll die if I don't get the parry.
Yeah, and there was a point early on where I was like, oh man, this is too easy. I might have to like crank it up.
Eric's there right now. Trust me.
I died at the light lamp boss is where I was like right at the end of the first one. That's where I was like, I couldn't get the parry down with his one slow sword attack. I just couldn't. I couldn't get it. So
and
once I figured out that you can do the light thing, then I was fine. But like I kept trying to parry, and I was like, I'm not getting this, so I'm just gonna move on.
When I play it, and god dang it, where did he go? Freight Conductor there said half the people who made this game were never in game development before. I think what's so cool to me is it really truly feels like if I were going to make a game, and I am not anywhere nearly talented enough to do any of the things involved in making a video game, I would love to be like, hey, here's something I love. Let's make it just a little bit better. Here's something I love. How can we tweak it to make it good and fit for us? Here's something I love. We can't make it better, but can we do a really good job at it? And that's what they did. They did the things that they loved and that they knew were going to work. I think the reason that I always compare it to Elden Ring is that, and you'll start to see it with all these, especially that lamp boss, where it's like, how you think you're about to get hit, and then you're like, oh god, I parried and it's too late now, right?
Oh, you're dead. You're dead. And that's the other problem too. If I put everything into so I have no health. Like I get one shot at all the time.
You don't. Well, and that's okay for the most part. Like you'll start to see, and I
don't get some of the Pictos either. I'm like, this, and
You'll
then
have to
the
towards the
Lumina.
end.
I'm like,
you have
I
to
don't
at
even
the
know what
end.
that means.
Once you get
But
towards
anyway,
the
we'll get
end.
there. So let's get back on track here. So here's what I'll say. De Niro said, I've never played a JRPG turn-based game. De Niro, Expedition 33 is for you. This is just like Bacon. Bacon was never. This is the one that will get you into the turn-based form. But again, I want to push back. I think like this article that Chance brought up, Square Enix, it's aware of this combat and how much we love that kind of combat. I don't know if we want every game to be like this, Chance.
agree.
Like where you think
God, no. Yeah.
Final Fantasy needs to have this. I honestly think, as far as which if I had to pick between Final Fantasy VII Remake and Expedition 33's combat, I'd pick Final Fantasy VII Remakes. I like that it's a combination of combat. You can still parry, you can dodge, and you have the turn-based options where you select another additional move that you can do. I don't know if I'd want to play a game. Like, I'm 10 hours in, and if I'm going to try to get the platinum because I played it on PS5 Pro for some dumb reason, I know I'm going to have to do a lot of this, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this the entire game. Polar Knights.
He's back.
I love this show. I get every stage of Beer Growth. Shout out to Polar Knights. And it's just completely random, Polar Knights. I'm not going to lie. Like, I just shaved yesterday. I just want to say, Chance, that's one thing. I'm glad Square Enix admits, like, it's aware of how cool this combat is, but I don't think they need to do that for every Final Fantasy or every one of their JRPGs. I like the difference in combat. I just, again, nothing to take away from, what is it, Sandfall? Incredible develop. Like, they're going to win Game of the Year, right? It's just like they like Silken, I think, said they took a lot of things that were established and they made it into their own thing, which I like.
Better.
But again, for me to consider this one of the greatest of all time, I swear to God, if this story doesn't pay off, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I'm just saying it right now, so don't say anything else about it. I'm only through the first act. I don't really want to talk about what happens in the first act. Eric, how far are you?
I'm not very far.
Okay,
I'll
so
get
I
like
don't want to say anything. So all I'll say is like some of these twists that have happened, Chance, I don't feel as shocked as maybe you guys have, because I feel like it established from the beginning, like
He hasn't.
things are going to go down. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I haven't. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Eric, how many hours have you played? Tell me your experience with JRPGs. You're a big Souls guy. What do you think of the game in general and the combat?
Okay, so I actually kind of hate JRPGs. Like a game.
This is an FRPG. Just
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
Yes. Bonjour, je m'appelle.
JRPG style developed by
Anyways,
Sorry to cut you
from
off.
France people,
Sorry.
French people.
They are French. Yes, they bagels, croissants. Yes.
Croissant.
I okay. It's not that I don't like JRPGs because technically Dark Souls is a JRPG. I don't like games that you can play with one finger. I guess because like traditional, like
Okay.
older Final Fantasy games, I hated them because Pokemon is another one that I actually played when I was really young. You just spam attacks, the best attacks, spam it. And you can play it with one finger. It was never something I was interested in. There were a
get that.
few games though that are technically in that genre that I did really enjoy. Games like Paper Mario, games like Lost Odyssey, Sea of Stars I really liked,
Yeah.
South Park I really liked, and all of those things. What they all have in common is there's active elements to the combat where you can't play it with one finger. You have to be actively engaged in the combat. And like he said earlier, I'm a huge Souls fan. So anything that's going to provide you with a challenge and be like kind of engrossing in that way, I'm going to really like it. So I do really like this in terms of how far I am. I can't spoil anything because any twists or turns I haven't seen yet. I just spent 30 minutes fighting a dude with a trumpet that had a really annoying attack that I there was these balls that came out that I didn't realize you could parry, and it was just anyways, but I killed it. Like there's situations that even as early as I am, like it's like I think 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours is how far I'm in. There's been situations where two party members die like in combat, not like in the story. And there's one guy left. He's like one hit from being death, and I have to like lock in and hit every single parry because I've been fighting this thing for 10 minutes. And those moments do not exist in Final Fantasy VII. They do not exist in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Most of the attacks that the enemies launch at you, there's nothing you can do. You can't dodge them. You can't they just hit you most of the time. In this game, you are on defense and you are actively. You can make decisions and you can play the game and defend yourself. It's kind of like combat in a Souls game. So I do really, really like it. Presentation is excellent. The graphics, the audio. I mean, there's little things like lip sync. I think Wally complained about lip syncing in general. I'm not a developer, but lip syncing is a
Seems
problem.
like a common struggle. Yeah, I agree. It's not like the worst thing. It's just it's during the main cutscenes, Eric. I think they're great, but when there's like the side combos, I'm like, why even have it? Just don't move their mouse if it's not even going to be any close. You know,
lip syncing in general is like a technical problem that is solved by having a lot of animators. Which obviously, if you have 30 people and a small team, like you don't have the solution in your studio for that. It's just time and animators. So I understand that, but no, I think it's really good. The story's interesting. I personally could never see this game. I mean, it could maybe. There's a puncher's chance always, but I could never see this game surpassing Elden Ring in my eyes. But I do think that it's exceptional, and it is definitely the best turn-based combat, I guess I will say.
Yeah.
I've ever seen, because it asks so much of you, which is what I'm looking for in a game. In terms of Square Enix, I doubt that they are brave enough to do anything like this. They barely let you. In Final Fantasy 16, they're like, just so you know, you can equip a ring that will automatically parry, and there's a ring that will make you not take any.
Yeah, but see, why is that bad though, Eric? For people who just want to play and have fun, like I turn that on sometimes where I was grinding for stuff. I'm like, I don't want to have to do it all the time.
I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying the
option
that worried.
Exists. Well, I like that there's an option. Though.
I'm not saying they don't have to do it. I'm just saying they were so worried that their audience was not going to be able to handle pressing X 7,000 times to kill everything, that their brain somehow couldn't handle that they made sure in their marketing to tell them, like, don't worry, guys. These things are getting so I just don't think that, because this game's hard. Like if you are a casual like turn-based game player, if you play Pokemon, if you played Final Fantasy VII, you're going to get destroyed in this game. And that I shouldn't don't let that dissuade you from playing. It's not something that you can overcome. Yeah. It's not like you're playing like Sekiro or anything like that. There's other ways you can handle it. There's difficulty options, whatever. I just don't think Square Enix is brave enough to do that, but I do think that this does kind of reinvigorate like turn-based combat for sure. Hopefully things people borrow from this.
Yeah. So I will say that I completely agree with you. I think if I was going to only play a strict turn-based combat game, yes, Chance, Eric, I agree. I would want it to be like this, but I still want to give Square Enix a little bit of credit. They've tried different combat mechanics. Like we saw it in 7 Remake. I thought that was an excellent meld of combat with active combat with some turn-based elements. and then 16 full action. But at least in 16, there's a cool dodge element. There's a cool parry if you did a perfect dodge. So I want to give Square Enix credit for trying different things.
Sure.
And like Matt M10 said, the rings are there for accessibility reasons. Yes, I agree. I like that the options are there. You can choose to make your game.
If you turn the
How you
rings
play it, how
off
you-
though, and you fight a boss and die, it spawns you back with full health, full health pots and everything, and the boss at half health. Like there's nothing you can do to make that game difficult. That's what I didn't like about it.
But are we playing that? Are we playing games?
I would
for difficulty. That's what Elden Ring and Souls games are for. Like I don't know. I'm gonna push back a little bit on that.
They were going after Devil May Cry. Like was the inspiration. And in Devil May Cry, you can put it on hard mode and you can have these anyway.
Eric, or also MK. No, I don't think he has all the party members. So
I have 3 people.
Yeah, so that's why I know what you're trying to say, Matt. So no, he doesn't have that. Where I'm not gonna say anything. Bacon. So I'm assuming, like I mentioned earlier, this is your first JRPG-like game that you've really gotten into. Just explain to me why. Can you at least see a little bit of my critiques, Bacon? Like I feel like the internet again went a little crazy for this game, but I feel like it's because they didn't have the experiences that Chance and other JRPG players have had, like with the experience with these other games that have done similar elements. Like I feel, like I said, if this is your first one, I get it. I can see why you think this is a masterpiece.
It's not my first one. I did I'm halfway through Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I agree it's not.
But that's not
right.
That's not turn-based.
But then I also played South Park. Again, that's more comedy than anything to me. The reason that makes this game so special, and I know you're only harping solely on the combat,
the glazing of the combat, really. That's
absolutely everything in this game wrapped into a bow is a chef's kiss. If any of you guys haven't seen it yet, Skill Up does a nice long, almost 2-hour pod interview with the developers. This game should not exist. I do not believe, I listened to it twice, there should not be any spoilers in there. And if you're at all interested in knowing about this before you play it to motivate you to play it, everybody should watch that, because the lead writer was in a capsule for NASA for 3 months doing social experiments. I mean, and she has no history in writing, and she wrote one of the greatest stories I've ever played. I put it up there with Mass Effect for story. It is that good of a story. So, my breadth of turn-based is not it. I'm more of a RTS, real-time strategy kind of guy, FPS shooter, hack and slashers, you name it. I do not historically, and I know this is not a JRPG, it gets a lot of its inspiration from JRPGs. I do not like JRPGs. It's nothing against those games. I'm sure they're great. They're just not my bag. I just never going to be my bag. But there is so much in this game to enjoy when you're up in Act 3, and I'm talking you're having to deal 50 million damage to a boss before you drop them. I mean, and to get your Pictos correct and pick the correct cast or cohort to go into a combat with you. Like Mike played this, Deja Vu played it almost as a solo the whole time. He brought no cast members in with him. He just beefed up one player and went through the game solo. No help. I went through with 3 people the whole time and was feeding off each other. This guy dealing fire, this guy dealing, elemental damage or frost damage. And to find out that Mike played it as a solo the whole time is absolutely incredible to me, that you can choose to do that. And so just don't sleep on it, people. It is free in Game Pass. Everyone needs to play it. And as far as Square Enix is concerned, we don't need everything to be turn-based RPG. There is room in the video game industry for every kind of play style, every kind of game. This is what worries me about what Sony's doing, is they're chasing trends right now and failing miserably. Now, Square could also
bring in Sony, you guys.
Square could also chase this and not pull it off, and it could be 5 years from now before Square puts out a game that would even be close to this. So That's my thought on it all. I am not a Final Fantasy guy. I've liked most of what I played in 7. I've just fallen off it. I'll go back to it, especially when it comes to Game Pass.
Can I jump in? Because I think
Sure, Sevens
as
can.
we're wrapping it up, I think, Daniel, more than anything, what I would love to see for it to do, and you might get really excited about this, I think Final Fantasy VIII would be the perfect remake to get this kind of Clair Obscure
Yeah, that would be cool.
treatment to it,
Yeah,
right? Because
I
it
agree.
has the gunblade. That would make
Yeah,
so
exactly.
much
There's another
sense.
game that had like an element of the active
Exactly.
turn-based.
And
You're
so
right.
like that could be where they go. They're not going to make Final Fantasy 17 this way or whatever's next.
Dragon
Um,
Quest.
But Dragon Quest, yeah,
I
they
haven't played any.
that
I like
could
that
be
idea,
What you
Chance.
see though,
That is cool. So Silken it said, I played South Park, Mario RPG, Sea of Stars, but Clair Obscure elevates these systems so much. I feel it deserves the praise.
The game deserves every.
I think the game
Every
in
flower
general
it is
deserves the
getting.
praise. I'm not so
Absolutely.
sure in the combat, Silken it. I feel like all they did was make it where you have to do one or the other when you're
But
on
it
defense.
keeps you
Like,
engaged instead of just taking damage.
yeah, but other
on a
games have
roll
done
of a
that,
dice.
Bacon. I've played games like this.
And I
Like,
played. What am I talking about? I also played freaking Baldur's Gate. So I've played turn-based.
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Those are different
Right.
to me, but
yeah.
Initial
I-
skills. Baldur's Gate
here's the
combat.
last thing.
I
that
don't.
we
I just don't
can-
feel like it's revolutionary. I feel like people are saying like they've revolutionized turn-based.
Sure.
They've taken what's been there
Enhanced
before and enforced it on as part of, like, you have to. It's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's an essential part of the combat. Like, you can't go, like Eric said, you can't go through this game without dodging or parrying. Like, that's
Right.
basically where I see the difference is. Like, that's it. Go ahead, Chance. Closing
Well,
thoughts.
so last thing on my gamer grade, it was an A+ for math
Nice.
because gamer grade, worth your time, worth your money. To think this game is only selling for $50 when you could have to go out and pay $80 for Nintendo retreads, like, just makes
Yeah.
it that much more better,
Mhm.
right?
And who here paid full price for it to support the developers?
I'm trying to, man. It's sold
It's
out
on-
everywhere.
It's on sale on Steam. Guys.
It's
on
okay.
sale on
I'm just
Steam.
giving you guys
Had it in my
crap.
cart 3 times.
I'm just giving you guys crap. Shout out to Sandfall. Again, I think it's an excellent game. I'm
Please.
hoping this story pays off, because if it doesn't, it might drop. But as of right now, I'm very high on it. I just push back a little bit on, like, we've seen some of these elements before, but Sandfall took it to a whole nother level, forcing you to dodge and parry. Is
Just
where
promise me
that's
when
really where
you-
I think the only difference is, to be
when you
honest.
It's the
finish it.
package. It's the package.
Yes,
as
the
a
overall
whole.
package, very excellent, impressive. I know I'm going to watch that video. I've heard all the
Yes,
stories.
please
I'm going to
do.
watch it. I'm very impressed.
The guy
Whatever
who-
Sandfall does next, I'm there day one.
Their audio guy
And-
was found off SoundCloud.
Yeah, I saw that. But see, but that's why, going back to what I said earlier, that's why I think this game is so special. It truly feels original. And that's why, because all these people came in, not typical developers, like you said, Bacon, and that's why it feels so unique, which I appreciate.
So special.
And I also appreciate
Thank you.
that in South of Midnight, also underrated, and also had a dodge that was cool when you timed it right with that explosion. Anyway, guys, great discussion there. News story number 2. Let's get into the title of our episode is the Meta Quest and Xbox, Bacon?
Is this hot takes? What do we got?
Is it an Xbox, Bacon?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Oh, God.
I have 2. I have News Team Assemble and Hip Hop Anthem. And that's all I have, bro.
This was
Sure.
announced on June 24th. Turn that off, please.
It's
Turn it off. In collaboration with MetaQuest VR, we are excited to announce the launch of the MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition. This is a limited edition release, the first limited edition for Quest, interesting, as part of our ongoing partnership, and celebrates the expansion of Xbox cloud gaming and MetaQuest headsets. The bundle includes a custom 128 gigabyte MetaQuest 3S in carbon black and velocity green, matching Touch Plus controllers, and a limited edition Xbox wireless controller, which looks sick, an Elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, and 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Let's start out with Eric. Eric, are you a VR guy? And yeah,
got
just
PSVR.
is this really an Xbox, Eric? Or
Well, funny thing about this is it's actually America exclusive. It's not for sale in Canada.
Oh,
Screw this
got-
thing.
You got,
Get out of here.
Oh.
Trash.
Permaban.
Permaban.
you got
Uh,
Canadian bacon though, and we don't. So
Our bacon is lit. Anyways, I think it's
Dang.
cool. Ever since PSVR 1, I wanted Xbox to kind of compete in that realm. This is kind of like a half step. Meta though is the leader in VR by a very large like margin. Like the distance between Meta and PSVR,
Yes.
which is number 2, is ginormous. So it makes sense for them to partner with them. I'm hesitant to think streaming is going to be a great experience, but I've never tried it necessarily in VR. In VR, I'm not like an avid VR player. I do enjoy VR, but there is like
Do
such
you own a headset, Eric?
I have a PSVR 1. I had a PSVR 2. I don't think that's it for my like the cool thing about the PSVR 2 is like the room scale. This room is just not big enough and I couldn't use it. So it just didn't work for me. And with the wire, I couldn't bring it into another room. Anyways. With VR though, there's like such a slim kind of margin for latency and like any type of image like that degradation where if it's just slightly off in the input lag or the frame rate, then you're going to get motion sick. So when you have VR games that have to be at high refresh rates, which means the bit rate has to be higher for streaming, it's going to be a challenge. You can't play VR games at 60 FPS. It's just not going to be a great experience. I mean, technically you can, but it's not a great experience. Even the PSVR 1, everything was 90 FPS. Meta, most of the time it's 120 plus.
I didn't know this.
That increases the bit rate, like the amount of bandwidth you need to pump those frames from like the cloud. So I don't know how good of an experience that is. The impressions I've read says it's okay. But obviously you'd rather play those things natively. There isn't a library of VR games in Game Pass, but Meta has a equivalent. So it's a kind of a weird partnership, but I'm glad that it's here. And the headset itself looks awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope they sell that controller separately because that controller looks.
Is that the same one
sick.
that they did for like the 20th anniversary or like similar color scheme? Somebody
No.
green buttons.
I have
You
that
have it?
here.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Sure.
the new one
that
has,
one's
like,
sick. That one's sick.
This is nice. I think this might be better, but I still want the other one. Like the thumbsticks are green on the Meta one. These buttons are green here.
I like the green Xbox button though.
These triggers are see-through on the Meta one. But I mean, it would be cool to have it,
Okay.
without
Maybe
having
in
to buy a whole
Yeah.
headset. Anyways, yeah.
Chance, I don't think you have any interest in VR,
No.
do you? But before,
No, and that's
wait,
okay.
But I forgot to ask you, like, really quick. Can you remote play your Xbox on this, or is it strictly cloud gaming? I don't.
There would have to be an app that Microsoft would make for like
Okay,
the
so
Meta platform.
no. So
It
you
could
don't-
exist. It
Somebody
just
look that
wouldn't-
up.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat. So, Chance, tell me, you're not big into VR, but is this, guys? Again, we're seeing another. This is an Xbox. We see it with the ROG Xbox Ally. We're seeing it with this. To me, Chance, I don't know. Call me crazy here,
Crazy.
but I'm pretty sure this is Xbox saying, "Hey, we're not making hardware anymore. We're handing it off to Asus. You're going to see your Asus Xbox, your Acer Xbox,
Yeah.
your Lenovo Xbox, your Meta Xbox. Talk to me, Chance.
I agree
They're making an
completely.
Xbox.
What, Bacon?
They've said they're making an Xbox. They said it last week, bro.
They said they're partnering
Partnering.
AMD.
with AMD.
And that
They're
doesn't
not.
mean they can't go back
They're
and say they were
committed.
making
They're
hardware.
committed to hardware. Does that mean it's going to be OEM straight from Microsoft? I don't know,
we got a
guys.
bot.
I think they're. Somebody get that bot out of here. Nissa, get him out.
It's on your Twitch, Dan.
Oh,
Yeah, I
'cause
don't
I'm a
know.
Twitch
And
partner.
I do agree with Dan on this one. Because I think they're just like, what are we going to wait for? What's it going to be next week? Right. An Xbox cell phone. And then the week after that, what's it going to be? An Xbox TI-83 calculator, which will still probably be more powerful than the Series S. But I don't know. I think that it's not for me, but yeah, they sell those controllers and I'm probably going to have to buy one.
but do you have any interest in VR or no, Chance? Because this is, it's wireless. You just got to plug in. You just use it. You don't even need your PC to plug into.
No, because I don't do well with all that
the
4D
motion.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Bacon, I'm throwing my same question to you. Is again, as Xbox to me is clearly saying we're getting out of hardware stat, and we're just going to hand it off to everyone. We'll provide the software. We'll provide the skin for for whatever the Xbox Ally is going to use. We're out.
No, they've clearly said last week that they are still making first-party devices. You should probably listen to Sarah Bond again. I think this is cool, and it's another option. This is not going to be true VR gaming because most of these games are just a big screen on your face. It's not going to be immersive jazz like you get with everything else. But that is why we need actual VR games in Game Pass. That would change.
Yeah.
That would change a lot.
Doesn't this seem
This
weird
is
to anybody?
This is basically
partnership?
just slapping a movie screen on your face.
Yeah.
I
Eric?
think if Xbox thought that this was a big deal, it would have been revealed in the showcase. I think this is just an interesting partnership. It's just another avenue of potential.
And isn't it like
Game
super
Pass
limited
customers.
too?
I mean, Game Pass has been available on the MetaQuest for what, like 2
Yeah,
years?
this isn't a new
Yeah,
thing.
this
It's
isn't
just like
new.
a new branded special edition.
partnership. Yeah,
And Eric, why would they do that?
because it looks cool.
Well, they want to be in every potential pool that there's people that could pay for Game Pass. They want to be in that
Yeah.
pool.
And they're getting out of hardware.
They are making
Gentle
hardware,
Stone.
too.
Gentle Stone said it best. I think they'll make a reference hardware, just like, excuse me, the Surface as a standard to build around with an open platform, or like GPUs, right? Like the-
Modularity, yes.
I don't know.
Is this something I'm ever going to use? No.
No.
I
Are any
fear
of us?
I would
Do
get
we know
motion
anyone here or in the chat that's going to get this? Okay, VR is dead. Let's move on to.
I want an
next-
Xbox branded 9070 XT.
No, I like it.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, that makes more sense than this, guys. Let's.
Nvidia's colors are green, so it works better with Nvidia. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
to be like $3,000 for a 5080. Let's move on to news story number 3 here. Xbox June update. This Copilot thing is really pissing me off, you guys.
AI feature, bro.
For gaming available for testing on mobile, aggregated gaming library, and more. So I actually saw some more about this going around PC updates. I got a problem right off the bat. Okay. This aggregated gaming library. I don't like it.
Oh.
Why?
You know why, Eric? Because when I was playing Doom Eternal on my Steam, Bacon's like, Dan, I see you're playing Doom, but why don't you have any achievements?
I did say that.
Because
That's
I'm playing
been a thing for
No,
3 years
no, it
now.
has not. No,
Yes, it has.
It has shown what game you're playing on Steam. Yes, Chance, you are right. It has always shown me playing Doom, but it hasn't been showing for some reason me having 0 out of 1,000 achievements on Doom because I'm not playing on the Xbox PC app. I'm playing on Steam. It also shows Blasphemous now. Dan, why are you playing Blasphemous and getting 0 achievements? Because I'm playing on Steam, Xbox. Why are you showing my 0 out of 1,000 when I'm not playing on your platform?
So what does it do when I have like 1,000 on both?
It only
show
shows if you've got it on Xbox PC or Xbox console. It's I don't like it, you guys. It's showing, I know it's a little detail,
Hold on.
but if you go look at my recently played right now, go to my profile, you'll see that I played it's saying I played Blasphemous and Doom Eternal. I have not played those on Xbox PC. I was playing those on Steam.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I played Doom: The Dark Ages on Steam for review. I never even installed it on Xbox. You're telling me if I go to True Achievements, it's going to say I've
No,
played it.
No, this is in Xbox in the social tab, and when you're looking at your friends list, recently played.
Why can't I just
Yeah, well, True Achievements pulls
click
from that
on
API.
I don't know about true achievements, but I'm saying
So
somebody
your
in the
latest?
chat.
I'm looking at your thing right now.
Yeah, what does it say that I've played?
Blasphemous 2,
See?
0 out of 1380.
I'm playing that on Steam. This is what I'm talking about.
Minecraft Dungeons 310 out of 3000.
that's Grayson.
Lego Marvels Avengers 40 out of
Grayson.
1250. Doom the
I'm
Dark Ages
sure
0 out of 1000.
exactly. I played those on Steam. I'm all for seeing my library. I don't care. I'm all for people knowing I'm playing games on
Forza
Steam.
Horizon 5, everything but chicken dinner. It even says
God
that
dang
right
it,
there.
Chance! I'm gonna get the platinum on PS5 for you.
Please do. Please do.
Anyway, more updates before I move on from that. There's game hubs, cloud gaming, save improvements. I know that was a big deal. I saw that going around. People who
Halo
save on the
Infinite,
cloud.
2020 out of 2020.
Thank you very much. But yeah, so anything that stand out to you about these updates, Bacon, besides my annoyance with it showing games that I haven't played?
Besides the fact that I just loaded up the PC app and all my Steam games are in here, and I'm launching Spider-Man 2 from the Xbox PC app as we speak.
Oh my gosh.
Does
you
it
gotta
launch
sit here.
Steam or does
Yep,
it just
I
launch the
have
EXE?
I have my all.
He's
my
in the preview
installs.
program, Chance. That's
Oh,
why
I
he
have
was
has
like,
it.
all
Mine
my
don't.
Steam games, and
But
I got Arc Raiders, which is Epic. Everything is loaded into
How am
my
I not
launcher
in
on
that
Xbox.
insider?
But Bacon, when you click play, does it launch Steam or does
Yeah.
it just launch the EXE? It just launches the game.
It's launching the EXE.
Beautiful. That was my only
Dang.
question.
Oh my god, here it is, gentlemen.
I mean, that's
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Yes,
Bacon
goodness,
is
no.
excited about this. Let's get the chat in here. Actually, Chance, anything in the updates before I throw it over to Eric?
Well, I'm concerned about this aggregated thing. I didn't realize. I mean, that is really misleading.
Yes, exactly. It is.
I don't care for that. And I know I was searching while you were talking to Eric about True Achievements because I'm a True Achievement whore. I love that site. What does it do on there? Does it track it there too? Does it? Eric?
I'll go look right now.
I didn't get there because I realized I'm in a weird browser because Streamlabs doesn't support
Oh.
Firefox. But I did see that instead I played Doom Eternal with 0 out of 1,000, which I never did.
See?
But I also will say I don't care about this at all. I love achievements, but you know what the solution is? Don't buy it on Steam. Buy it on Xbox.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, and I like knowing when I see Jose online playing something else, just so I know he's online.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see him getting 0 achievements out of a game when that's not true. I know it's a stupid nerdy little detail, but it's
Do you know what's more
they
annoying? Trying to find their achievements on Steam. They don't give a shit about achievements on Steam. You have to like go on a friggin' Indiana Jones side quest just
That's
to
what
find where the
Chance said.
achievements are.
that is true.
closing thoughts. Anything else on the update, the June updates? There's touch controls, more to cloud streaming.
I think that this
Go ahead,
is
Eric.
I think the aggregated games thing is a good thing. As somebody who's coming from like predominantly playing on Xbox to PC, I want it to be as like homey as possible.
Yeah.
And I want to be in that ecosystem as much as I can. If I want to buy a game, the first store I look at is the Xbox one.
I agree.
I want my friends list to know what I'm
My
playing.
Chivos.
I want them to see them online and get invites. Like,
Yes.
I want to be here and I don't want to leave here as much as possible. I don't want to go on Steam. I don't want 10 launchers. So if it all can be in one place, then that's awesome. And the more people that come here and do this, if more Xbox players that leave Xbox and come to PC and hang out here, the more games will be play anywhere, the bigger it will grow, yada yada.
Sure.
I think it's a good thing. I like this.
Yeah, I like it too. It's just I don't like
That is annoying. Now I have to play Doom Eternal. Again.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's showing that I have 0, but what am I going to do about Blasphemous? I'm not going to buy that again. Like, I can deal with Doom. I plan on playing that again. But anyway, wait, let's get the chat in here. About going back to the hardware, Nessa said, I don't think they're getting out of hardware. And Emotionalist Taco. So now my MetaQuest 3 is an Xbox? Yes, it always was Emotionalist Taco. One more gen, De Niro says, and then we'll see about hardware. Gentle Stone, there are 70 million new gaming PCs every year. Microsoft wants that not to sell only consoles. Exactly. I agree. Diego said, isn't this in testing? Maybe submit some feedback, Dan. No, De Niro. Because I'm not in the testing alpha, whatever that X Bacon is. This is just starting now.
It literally cost you nothing. It's like
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how we're not all part of it.
The point
yes,
is,
just go up to your profile and then go to Insiders, download the
I
app.
feel like I've
and
done
then-
that 100 times.
it's deceiving, De Niro.
It's right here. Yeah.
I didn't play that on Xbox Game Pass. I didn't play Blasphemous 2 on PC app. Playing it on Steam.
or all
Anyway.
it needs to say is on Steam, part of Steam.
Exactly,
library.
or just the game, but no achievements. That's what I'm getting at. It used to just show the game you're playing, like you said, like it didn't say on Steam, but that's a great idea. On Steam, playing this game, that would be perfect.
Or off Xbox, something that because they probably don't want you to be like, oh, Steam, what?
Yeah.
Steam, okay, but like, I don't know. It is. I'm
Okay,
sure they'll
Gentle
find
Stone
a
saying I
way.
need to submit feedback. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way. And if it truly makes it a one-stop shop, then
Yeah, I'm all for it. But I you know what, guys? I know I probably don't have to submit it because I know there are real super achievement whores out there who are super pissed about this being added, showing up there. So that's the Xbox June update. Let's move into our last story for the night. Guys, we lost another one. News story number 4.
I'm gonna call this I don't have that one anymore.
Okay.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Sorry.
I was going to get to big box later, but thank you. Guys, Xbox is dead.
No, it's
Senua's
not.
Saga, Hellblade 2, our last exclusive. One of the lasts.
South of Midnight.
True. Enhanced arrives August 12th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox PC, Game Pass, Steam, and for the first time, PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Hellblade 2.
Good.
Chance is going to go get his trophies. It's over, guys. Chance, you know what? I think you were on your darkness treat when Hellblade 2. Were you when
No,
Hellblade 2 was released? Or did you just never finish or play it? Or maybe that was
Never
Diablo. I'm
finish or
thinking of.
play it. Are you kidding me? Oh my god! No,
I just feel like
was-
this. I just feel like, let's be real, guys. Hellblade, it kind of just came and went. Am I right?
It did.
Yeah.
It did exactly what I wanted it to. This was like the second or third game I played on the 4070 Ti Super over
That's
here.
right.
And
Diablo's
it
the one you
was-
didn't play, and Resident
Correct.
Evil. Okay,
It is still probably the best looking game I've ever played.
I would
I
agree.
am excited for PlayStation to get to play this. They
Should have
not
been
that
there
they
day one.
deserve that, but they do. I guess everybody should play this game. It's so well done. It is a bite size, like you can get in and get out. You don't have to spend a ton of time on there, but
Yeah.
you can appreciate.
Anyone can
My
play it.
goodness. Mm-hmm.
So some of the enhancements, I think there is a performance mode. Yes, not available. Eric would like to point out on Series S, you do not get the 60 FPS mode on Series S. You also get an additional challenge game mode, and there's an enhanced photo mode.
Yeah,
Developer commentary, Chance. I'm sure you'd be very interested in that.
I got to say the photo mode I'm happy about, which doesn't make a ton of sense because it was so strange to me. Every time I wanted to take a photo, it like got worse. And I was like, there was something wrong with that
Yeah,
photo mode. And
yeah.
so it's nice that they recognize that and they're, going in to
It's
try to help. So
going to be $50. If do you get a free upgrade? I'm assuming, Eric, on this. Any thoughts on Hellblade 2? Your overall experience with it? What do you think of this coming to PS5? Do you think it's going to do well over there, Eric?
I think it'll probably do better over there than it did on Xbox.
Really?
Just because I don't know if you remember, but the original Hellblade was a PS4 exclusive for a long time.
I do.
Most people that were multi-platform, like myself, I played it there first, and that's like a style of game that's more appealing to the PlayStation audience. I would say. I think the game is good. I think it did come and go a little bit. I think a lot of people, when Ninja Theory was acquired and Hellblade was teased at the Game Awards, they thought that there would be this big level up. I personally thought that Hellblade could be like a God of War scale, and it's not. It's just kind of like
Whoa. It isn't presentation and story a little bit, but combat is where it lies.
I'm talking about like the scope of the game. The game is like 4 hours long or whatever.
yeah.
The one question that I have that I can't find an answer to is if you pre-ordered on PS5, you get the enhanced version of the original game. And I don't think that exists on Xbox.
That's
at
all.
all.
And you got to pay for the $70 version then.
Yeah, but I don't think an enhanced version of the original game is. I couldn't unless I just missed it. I don't think that product exists on Xbox. I think that's like a PlayStation exclusive.
No. I think
You know-
I saw you ask the tweet saying, "Is there going to be a new achievement list?" I'm pretty sure when it said Xbox as well. It's coming to Xbox.
The Hellblade
no,
was enhanced.
Eric, you're right. Optimized for PS5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Series X is
think you're
getting
right.
60 frame patch too.
Yeah, it's getting the patch.
The first Hellblade is getting an enhanced version
Senua's
for
Sacrifice.
PS5. Not Hellblade 2.
Optimized for PS5.
Yeah. But I don't think that Xbox is getting that enhanced version of the first
Correct.
game,
Correct.
which I think
Or at
is
least
crazy.
that's what it looks like here.
Yeah, I
You
couldn't
get
find.
it.
Yeah, I can't find confirmation. But if that's true, that means that Xbox is developing an exclusive version of this game for PlayStation, which is crazy to me. But anyway,
Bacon, closing thoughts here. You didn't finish either of these games, correct?
No, I finished the first one. The second one
Okay.
I had issues
Yes,
that I
the
don't
second
want to
one.
dive into at this point, but it's nothing against the games. It's right. It is the most visually appealing game I've ever seen. I just want it noted that we should stop launching games that are not finished. It's clear that you can add the 60 frames patch now. why wasn't the 60 frames patch or 60 frames mode there when the game launched? That's where half the hate came from for this game. Like every chance Microsoft and Xbox get to shoot themselves in the foot, they take it with a smile on their face, and they do it. And I still can't for the life of me figure out why this continues to be a thing with them. And one of the main reasons why I don't play on console is because games stuck at 30 is absolutely lunacy in 2025 that games are playing at 30 frames a second. So I'm happy. I don't champion exclusivity. I think exclusivity is the dumbest thing in gaming. So everybody, please go enjoy this game. Have at it. It's just another game that's going to be at the top of Sony's best-selling chart again for like the 8th time this year. Because again, Dan, what do Sony players want to do?
For the payers.
They only talk about playing Xbox games.
PlayStation has no games. They only brag about playing Xbox games.
So play it. Enjoy it, PlayStation fans. I'm sure the PS5 Pro with the 2 extra frames a second that you paid all that extra money for will be well worth it.
Shout out to Nissa. The first game was already enhanced. That's what I thought. Yeah, we already got those enhancements, Eric, and this is the first time it's being released on PlayStation. They never, like, I remember
so it got still the PS4 version was still being played on the PS5.
Exactly.
And we were playing the Series X version.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's what it says on this Push Square article. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice upgrades are finally getting parole from Xbox jail. So yes, Xbox has already been getting these benefits.
You know what I did read as I scrolled down that I didn't catch the first time I glanced at this? That can I make a spoiler for the first one?
No,
Is that,
no,
okay.
no, you can't.
Yeah,
No,
never mind.
can't do it. Never mind.
We didn't get a new achievement list. They're gonna get a new trophy list. Come on, Xbox.
Also, shout out to Gentle Stone telling me to put my PS5 Pro horizontally or the liquid metal is going to break. Let me show you a picture of my PS5 Pro
It doesn't fit in his entertainment stand
right now.
because it's so big.
He has it in like a shoebox.
This is my PS5 Pro right now, Gentle Stone.
Upside down?
Sitting
Backwards?
vertically how it's supposed to
Is
stand,
it upside down?
looking beautiful in the
stand.
vertical.
Did
You
you
don't
pay
need
the
a
extra?
stand.
Did you
You
pay
don't
the
need a
extra for the
stand.
stand, Dan?
It's just no. It's
What about the
perfectly-
toothpick? Did you buy the toothpick to go with it?
No.
It
By the
comes
way, I
in
can
a
get
box.
one for $10 on
Comes in a
Amazon.
box.
Why are you
Gentle
showing us
Stone-
the picture when you could just turn your camera on? You sold it already, didn't you?
He did.
It's gone. It's not sitting there.
Gentle
No,
Stone.
he's playing Claire's.
If I have any liquid metal issues with this PS5 Pro,
He'll return it.
guess whose ass is perm banned indefinitely? Okay. They
Walmart.
better have figured that out stat or Sony's ass is grass. Guys, let's move on to a new segment sponsored by Mamitas, Jose.
Let's go with
Bacon.
Let's go with this one.
We're copyright struck. Cool. Thanks, Bacon. All right. We're moving on to a new segment sponsored by Mamitas called Nerd Chat Shoutouts.
Oh, I got the air horn too. Hold on. Maybe. I do got that one. He left me with a limited catalog. Blame the producer.
Damn it.
Sorry, Chance, while I'm getting this quote up, what were you talking to Emotionless Taco about over there?
Oh, so he was saying he only plays or tries to only do 240. And I 240
Hours.
frames per second. And so I was asking him what his GPU was. He said 5070 Ti. And I was having this conversation with my neighbor Tony the other day about like what kinds of games you want to play at like 4K, 120, 240.
That's
And of course,
not many.
just like I did to Logan when he was on the other day, I was like, "Oh, why did you not play in 4K?" He's like, "Because I don't have a 4K monitor." And I was like, "Shit, my bad. I felt like an asshole." And same thing with Emotional Taco here. So sorry, my guy.
I think 1440p is great for most people. You don't need a 4K, but I love 4K, Chance. I'm right there with you. But are we ever going to really get 4K 120? That's not going to happen for very many games. 4K
mean,
70.
Hogleg was running that pretty darn good right out the gate. So
For what it's worth, Eric said, shout out to Eric in the chat. Hellblade 1 upgrade on PS5 is also free, and he's reading the article now. IPS panel 2. Jeez, Emotionless Taco, you really are a esports freak over there. All right, so shout outs. I just wanted to do some shout outs on the chat, or not the chat, the short that Jose made on the the Game Pass one. Apparently, this is popping off on YouTube and on
TikTok.
I don't know what's over there. Shout out to Matt Valdez. I think I can speak for all of us when I say I'm grateful Dan can't buy and return Game Pass the way he does everything else. Because Dan, Xbox would for sure be in trouble. See you on, fellas. And hashtag see Dan and the customer service line. You got that right, Matt Valdez. Shout out to Yapper Walter. I'm a 21-year-old, I'm assuming. And I buy my games because I like that model more than the Game Pass model. Yes, it's a good deal for the consumer, but I just prefer to buy them.
Yeah.
Big Box 1431.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
D. Wally is half right. The Sega Channel made more sense than the Game Pass back when it came out in 1994 because no games could entertain for more than 100 hours back then. Game Pass has never been the best deal in gaming because Fortnite, Warzone, Minecraft mopped the floor with it in terms of value. Let me finish. If Sega Channel didn't catch on pre-games as the platform, what chance did Game Pass ever have?
Big box.
That said, I don't think Xbox, now the largest publisher in the world, is tied to the success of Game Pass. They can just scrap it whenever they want. And I actually responded to him. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. They will scrap it whenever it starts to hurt the company. Eric, what do you think of Big Box's hot take right there about Game Pass has never been the best deal in gaming because of all these free-to-play titles?
I think that's insane. I think Fortnite's not a great game. I think that there's more Game Pass subscribers than there are Sega Genesis consoles sold. Which
call.
is I just looked that up. It is a fact.
Good.
No, I mean, value is subjective. If you only want to play multiplayer free-to-play games, then Game Pass is a horrible deal. Do not subscribe to Game Pass.
Also, go buy a PS5 for that.
If you
don't buy an Xbox.
If you only want to play one major AAA game a year, if you just want to play GTA 6 next year and nothing else, Game Pass is a horrible deal. Do not buy it. If you want a large variety of games to play across all spectrums of all genres in all kinds of different ways, then Game Pass is amazing. It's like comparing going to Best Buy and buying a Blu-ray versus Netflix. If you only want to watch that Blu-ray, then don't go buy Netflix. It's not worth it. But if you want a giant catalog of things to watch, then Netflix is way better than buying one Blu-ray.
But I think what Big Box and I are arguing is that the audience is changing, Eric.
No,
That's part of the audience. 30 plus million subscribers, man.
Out of how many millions of people who aren't using Game Pass?
It's
okay, so what's
hundreds of millions who aren't using Game Pass.
What's the number then?
The 60 million PS5 users who aren't on Game Pass. How many millions of people on PC who aren't on Game Pass, Eric?
Yeah, but it's
on Steam.
So how many millions of subscribers do they have to have before you think it's like okay?
It's dead, dude. They're never going to get there.
They're going to get where? They're already at 30 plus million. It's already,
and they've been there for years now. It's not growing. It's not going to, guys. Game Pass dead.
God, you're so
They will.
down, man.
It'll grow when it goes to PS5, and it'll grow.
No chance, because they're just going to sell their games for $80 a pop over there, and they'll continue to buy it occasionally. Big Box, me and you are based on this one. Speaking of, let's hear what Andrew Wutchins has to say. He doesn't agree with me at all. Xbox will make a comeback next console with Steam being on it. You can play PlayStation games on an Xbox. The Game Pass works for gamers to play in console and PC. It's a great deal for parents instead of buying an $80 game every month for the kid. Again, I agree, Andrew, and with you guys. Game Pass value is incredible. I love having Game Pass for my kids. Lord knows I would hate having them putting their hands on my beautiful PS5 Pro hardware and playing up there versus using the Series X and having access to Game Pass and all those games to play. incredible value, but I don't think it's the future anymore. Smug the Clown. Xbox has been going downhill since the one.
Game Pass increased by 4 million subscribers from Q2 2024 to Q1 2025.
There you go.
Dude, Eric's a fan of Xbox,
not
Dan,
nothing.
where you are not. So.
But wait, Peter Rowe Music. They don't, PlayStation players, Sony nerds only play COD, NBA 2K, Fortnite, and GTA. It's gaming for noobs. It's the Apple of gaming. You heard it here first. Apple's going to buy Sony.
There's an insane amount of subscribers to PS Plus, though. It's similar to
There
Game
PS
was.
Plus, not PS Plus Essential.
PS Plus Extra, the one where
Or
you
Extra.
get the games.
That has the highest percentage of people?
I think Premium has the highest percentage.
No
Really?
way. That's
It's
insane.
one of those. They just had a financial thing, and I read it. I can't remember exactly.
Go find
I'll
it.
look
At OAR 789. Game Pass is nothing. Game Pass. Nothing matches it and proceeds to open Steam. Okay. Xbox consoles are such shit quality when all the games are woke, unfinished shite.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
And they're doing a handheld.
Doom is
Whoever in charge of C-Box has no idea what they're doing.
Who is that from?
OAR 789.
What is his avatar? What is his profile picture? Is it like
It's just
a
an
Ellie
O.
or
It's
a
just an
Joe?
O. It's just an O.
Okay.
It's general.
Just checking.
Well, hey,
Didn't
to
even do
each his own. I disagree completely. And when we get into what we've been playing this week, I'll give a wonderful explanation of why Game Pass is so incredible.
Shout out to the chat. Emotionless Taco. Dan is such a pessimist.
Well,
Taco, I'm a
Thank you.
realist.
No, he's
Realist.
not,
Get
Taco.
it
You're
right,
right.
Taco.
Taco's right.
Oh, I am starting to get a black eye from that elbow to the face. I didn't even notice. You guys see that?
yeah,
I knew it. We'll talk about that later.
that was Mike.
Dude, I didn't even realize it was right there. I'll talk about it later with you guys. I took a bad elbow to the eye last night. It was bad. Silking It. Or no, sorry. Deja Vu. Almost 800,000 copies sold on Steam for Claire Obscure Expedition 3033. Expedition 33. Silking It. Not growing. It's not being dead. Okay.
That's true.
He's
true.
right.
You're holding on. You're barely holding on. Gentle Stone, when every gaming PC you buy comes with 3 months of free Game Pass, how many of those people are sticking around? Okay. De Niro Primero, Game Pass needs to be on Roku's. Gentle Stone, the
Ooh, yeah.
pay
Should
ponies.
be on Roku's.
Nissa Hauer, I think Dan needs to listen to Doc Clark and VG Fight School. I apparently I do. Gentle Stone says it's a pick of a troll. Fire Phil, says Diego. He's tired of him. Phil's gonna continue to get raises and bonuses because he's brought Xbox to a whole nother level, and they don't need consoles. Guys, that's the shout outs. Let's jump
Nobody
in.
needs consoles.
Wait.
Man.
38% of Plus members are now subscribed to Extra and Premium tiers. Of the 38%, 16% are Extra, 22% belong to the Premium tier. That's what it was. More of the people that are in the Game Pass light, more of them are
Yeah.
Premium versus Extra.
So 62% of people are just on the standard version of PS Plus.
And that's for cloud
Yeah,
sake.
Proving my
You don't
point.
get them.
You're proving
that's-
my point. Most people don't need the
That's
Plus
still-
subscription.
that's
I'm
still
one of those who has the
millions.
basic.
It's still millions and millions and millions of people.
Xbox
Oh yeah,
dead.
now I
De
really
Niro
see
said it.
that black guy.
Xbox is just dead all around. De Niro said it, not me. Don't kill the messenger, you guys. Guys, let's jump into what have we been playing and or watching. I have mentioned earlier just a bunch of Expedition 33 for me. I shared my thoughts big time on that. Bacon, let's go to you real quick because I know you're just gonna say he's gonna complain about the collectibles and Last of Us Part 2. Let's hear it, Bacon.
Okay. Last of Us Part 2 is absolutely incredible game. Naughty Dog are masters of what they do.
How far are you? Don't no spoilers. Try to keep
I'm
it spoiler
well
free.
into Abby's story.
Are you in a new area?
Not
Not Seattle.
no.
Okay, then you
Didn't
you've
you watch
got
the
a ways
whole
to go.
show?
He's messing with you. You never leave Seattle.
I don't think you do leave Seattle, Dan.
Aren't you caught up in the show?
Yeah.
No, but that's just it. The show.
And okay. Anyways, the combat is so much better than it was in 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Drastically better. High
Excellent
contrast.
combat.
Yes, it is. It is fantastic. the subway scene with the red flares and the fighting. Dude, there is so much to love about this game. I'm not on Team Dan, who hates the show because it's departures so far from the game.
I am.
The only complaint I have in this game is there are missable collectibles that you are going to have to go back and do a second playthrough to get the platinum. It infuriates me.
It's true.
Do
Yes.
you, Bacon? Have you heard of a site called PSN Profiles
On a 50-hour
Power
game
Picks?
that's going to show me all 148.
You just got to sit there and watch it.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play the game.
Bacon,
and I've
if you
only
want
missed-
platinums, this is what you have to do. Chance, back me up.
I've got
Technically true.
I mean, it depends if that's you. It will detract from the game significantly if that's what you want to do. What I personally recommend is go through it the first time, and if you love it and you need that platinum, then go back and you'll be happy to play it again the second time.
I agree.
I'll play it on
be
story
nice.
mode and I'll just blast
Yeah.
it. I know where
Yes.
the one playing card is I missed. Very frustrating. I know exactly where it's at. Couldn't reload a save to go back and do it.
Yeah,
It's very frustrating to me. And there's
wait,
148
Bacon.
pieces of paper. There's 32 playing cards. There's 32 coins to collect. Dude, it is a collectathon.
It's
And
not that bad of a platinum. I heard you saying that on Couch Co-op. Sorry, shout out to or co-op mode with you and Mark and
Todd Oxtra.
Todd Oxtra. You were saying this is a hard platinum. I actually
I don't
this
think
is
it's
one
a
of the
hard. I think it's a
easier ones.
time-consuming.
It's
Yes.
hard
I'm
without
so-
a guide.
I love the game. I'm
Yes,
not.
Eric.
I love the game. I am absolutely 1,000,000% enjoying it. I just hate that I'm always in the high contrast mode because I go into a room and I turn this on. And I gotta look for the
now you can
97
stop.
things. The 97 things I need to find in this room, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fine,
now that
fine.
you missed it, that one, you can stop doing.
I
that.
know, but I don't want to have to do a whole second playthrough. I only want to get to the platinum, and then I'll stop.
Mm.
So I'm trying to get as much of it done before.
I wouldn't do that. I had
No?
the same thing happen to me, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to play and enjoy the game, and it was 10
Yeah.
times better. Because when you're looking at guides or you're constantly it takes you out. You gotta get immersed, man. Just
But that's
let
what's-
it happen.
That's what's so weird about certain like trophy hunting and achievement stuff, that it's like if the only way to get it is by looking at a guide, I don't love that. Like I love that the Elden Ring, there was so much skill based stuff to it, and Titanfall 2, my goodness gracious, right? Like you either have that, whichever one Dan got, or you don't.
becomes the master.
Yeah, the whole I have to get 8,000 of these collectibles, and
Yeah.
the only conceivable way of doing it is to and I have a second screen up, right? That
Yeah,
usually
it's
I'm
not
like
fun, I
watching
agree.
TV or something, but it takes away from the game. And that was one of the things, I'll just real quick, Bacon, that I love so much about Expedition 33 was I knew that I had to get that thing at the very beginning, those two things at the very
I
beginning,
still don't have that.
and then shut my achievement brain off until the very end. I played the game to play the game and enjoy it, and I'm an achievement whore, absolutely. But I didn't have to worry about them throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
because there was an not easy. There was an opportunity to go back whenever I wanted to get all of those. If you're gonna make it a collectathon, great. Just don't make me redo the entire thing to do it.
Or have stuff you can get in game like Indiana Jones that tells you where everything is.
That was
Yes.
a perfect list.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yes,
make
yes,
it
yes.
optional, but give me a way
Sure.
where I know where I don't have to waste time looking at a
Yes,
guide to go
great
get collectibles.
example.
I agree. Or Bacon, that's one of the things I hate most about most platinum or achievement 1,000 guides is the collectibles. I love it when they clearly mark it. You go get it, have fun, or get a certain percentage. Those are even better. Or it's like get 70 of the 140. You know, like
Right.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no, if
but
they
don't
did
let that.
that-
But you can't let these ruin the game for you. Just,
It's not.
like
I
Chance
got-
said. Play the game.
I got 108 of the 148 pieces of paper. I read them all. They're all there. I haven't missed any paper. It's just I know I have to go into every window and every door and everything instead of just progressing the
don't.
game. I know, and this is me, and this is only me to get to Joe because I just posted me playing Sony games on my Xbox and Discord waiting for Joe to respond. I only get the platinums because of Joe, Kyle, and Light.
There you go.
because they say that you can't get platinums on PC, and you clearly can. But again, I love Last of
They
Us
say
2.
that?
I loved The Last of Us 1. I love the story. I love the franchise, and I'm seeing a softer side of Abby.
Oh, there's
No
more.
spoilers.
Sure.
No spoilers.
Man.
That's.
She's-
I'm glad you're seeing.
But
You're understanding now.
She's still wrong, but then again, Ellie and her.
Yes.
Wow,
Ellie,
she is.
He's
lighting
getting it.
Seattle
He's
on
getting
He's getting it,
fire.
Eric. He's getting it. He's seeing
She
the
is
light.
Literally lighting that
Everybody
city.
is a bad guy.
She has killed.
No, Abby showed grace.
218 people.
Abby
to
showed
get back
grace.
for Joel, and I think she's achieved her goal. She should just turn around, and take Dina, and
Hey,
go home.
thank you. Abby showed grace. Remember, everyone remember that. No more spoilers. Anything else,
no,
Bacon?
man. You can't tell me that she showed grace.
No spoilers. She literally took out.
Wait till the end.
Yeah. Anything else, Bacon? Just
No.
sucked it. Okay.
Just a little Switch too, but retro games, but that's it.
Bubble Boy. Yeah. Let's hear what you were playing something new. I thought I saw.
After having finished Expedition 33, I was at a like, oh man, the backlog is just really racking up over here. And rather than attacking the backlog, I downloaded the Altars from Game Pass.
Yes.
And
Let's hear
the
it.
Altars is a really, really unique experience that I don't know if I have it in me to finish. I'm about halfway done right now. I love the idea. I love the concept, which is basically you're on this planet and you have this base, and so you're doing it's a lot like Fallout Shelter, where you're building all these little rooms and stuff. I have so many plates spinning in the air right now that I have to do all this resource management for. It feels like it's one of those, like, I take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back, and there's no way to, like, how do I say it? I can't get away from that anxiety of having to keep all the plates up. Eventually you're going to have to let some fall. And it's probably the achievement whore in me that is like, I can't let that happen, even though I've already committed to, like, I'm not looking at any guides, don't care about the achievements at all. I still just, for me, I can't keep doing that. And I was playing for like 10 minutes right before the show, and it hit me. I was like, this feels like work. This does not feel fun to me anymore.
Never good. Get up.
Exactly. And so I was kind of like, you know what the blessing of Game Pass is? I don't have to. I've invested maybe 5 hours into it. I have enjoyed the time. If you love resource management, base building with a little bit of, there's no like enemies or anything or fighting, but there's some exploration and stuff. Really cool, maybe not cool, unique story that has some cool elements to it that I won't spoil, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish it. So not necessarily a knock. It's just not for me. So then I am on to Assassin's Creed Origins on my AC rubric and having a blast. Every time I do this each week, when I keep coming back, I'm like, I'm not trying to predetermine. Bayek is the best. I think he probably, so cool. Bayek is just so badass.
You know who's his voice actor?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, I don't know if he played it. Go ahead, Eric. Tell him.
Who?
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the guy that saved the Sailor King? It's that guy. You know, I'll explain later. Yeah. Abukar Salim. I think.
Oh my god.
And he's in the Tales of Kenzera's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
studio
He made-
head of
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
badass. Follow him on Twitter.
Yes.
He
And
liked one of my tweets.
I swear I can't, every once in a while, because I have him bearded, obviously. He looks like Jamal Murray every once in a while. I like see him, like if Jamal Murray had dreads instead of an afro, I'm like, oh my god, that Bayek's just so cool, so badass. They nailed.
How are you enjoying the gameplay? Can't you just climb anywhere and or like that was the start of that?
Yep. So in my rubric, I had Syndicate and Unity as like top scores for parkour and climbing and stuff. And I knocked it down and I was like, nope, this is the best one. I don't care that it's unrealistic because you literally can climb anything and jump anywhere. You can jump like diagonally. You can jump down. You can jump up. You can go where you want to go, which, my God, for a video game, effing matters. I'm sorry. It is unrealistic. I don't care.
And there's no stamina bar.
Yes.
Breath of the Wild.
I don't care. I don't play video games maybe some video games like Crime Scene Simulator to simulate real life. It's the best parkour by far. The
Nice.
combat, I don't care for. Especially having just played every other one so quickly, it's going to get a pretty big knock on the combat.
Nonsense.
Yeah, but I don't think enough to take it away from being in the top 5 for sure, if not top 3. It's a fantastic
Should be
game.
top
Absolutely loving it. The story might be one of the best. There was one other thing. Oh, because playing games for fun. So you might also see that I fired up FC 25 because I remember like 7 seasons ago, you could play as AFC Richmond. Is that how they call it? On the Ted Lasso team. You could be Ted Lasso. You could play as Danny Rojas, all that stuff. So I was like, well, yeah, of course they'll have it again on this one. Fired it up. Nope, not there. And I looked online and they were like, well, yeah, we were really going for more realism. I was like, shut up. No. Again, I don't care. Why would they thought it was going to take away from the game to add something that like tens of millions of people love? Like, no thanks. So not for me. And then finally what I'm watching, finished Andor. Obviously I was in a little bit of a headspace last week when I was like, I'm so confused, I'm lost, I don't understand what's going on. It really isn't all that confusing. I understand it all perfectly well and wrapped it up with a just epic showing of Rogue One yesterday. And that movie, I will say it, if you can't see, is the best Star Wars movie there is. And by proxy, Andor is the best Star Wars TV show there is. I understand The Mandalorian is what got my daughter into it and Baby Yoda, and I love those and that. Rogue One is literally just an incredible film with an unbelievable story. I'm not going to apologize. It's the GOAT.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna bite.
I agree.
tongue.
100%.
Eric, what have you been playing? Let's move on.
I like Empire as well. Rogue One's really good too. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing Clear Obscura. I already talked about that. I actually cleared all the Night Lords and the event Night Lord, the new event in Night Rain started today with I don't know if did you hear about how like the events work? They take a boss that's like one of the Night Lords and they add more boss mechanics to it.
I've taken down one Night Lord, the first one.
Okay, so that's the tutorial. After that, the rest of the list shows up, and then like you kill those, and then that's like the game is complete, the main line. But then each week they have these events where they have like super versions of those bosses with new mechanics, like really new mechanics that are mind blowing. In terms of like Dark Souls boss spectacle. And then there's a new vendor, a new currency to get new. It's just really cool. I really like this game. It's probably
I'm gonna need Eric to Sherpa me through these bosses because I don't know if I have it in me.
You got it on
Eric, I have
PC,
no
right?
idea what's going on. I just play the archer and I just heal people. That's all I do.
You
Stay at
rush real
distance.
fast, get to a boss, kill it, and then go to the next night.
if you can play like before I'm asleep, then
I know
will.
that's the problem.
I
Oh,
will.
Time out.
wait. Hot take, deja vu, base deja vu. I always fall asleep in Rogue One.
No.
Thank you, deja vu.
Because he's got a newborn.
Eric, did you mean hashtag? You said hashtag Edward. You saying Edward Kenway? Is he your favorite?
Yes.
Is that what you meant? Okay.
You got to play it again recently. We'll see how much you like him in the remake here.
I think the one I would want to fight the least though is Connor. He would kick he would beat everybody. Anyways, what I'm
Maybe
playing.
not Bayek, but Connor's
Oh, he
definitely a strong number 2.
He would delete he would delete everybody. They could all fight him at the same time and be over. Anyway,
Rakatakutin?
yes, he's the goat fighter.
That's
He's
good.
savage. Those axe tomahawks, man. Anyways, yes, what I'm playing. Those games are cool that I've been playing. One thing that I want to talk about though is recently, I got a new graphics card. I upgraded my PC. I can play games
You did.
I can play games pretty well now. And the first thing I did obviously was like play the games that I struggled to run on my old rig and that struggled to run on consoles.
What was the
That's
first
cool.
one?
The first one I think was Avowed because like that was the game that was like running. I never even really got far in that, but like Avowed, Starfield, Stalker 2.
Oh, Starfield's like a whole other experience on PC, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Especially
And
if you're an ultra. Well, you don't have an ultra wide, but oh my god,
Yeah.
ultra wide, Eric. I was like, this is like a different.
It's
game.
really good. It's really good. But the thing that I find myself doing the most is actually picking up like games that came out like between like 2013 and like 2018, like original Xbox One games that are on like the Xbox app or have achievements and things like that. but-
Recore.
Recourse one, but the one
Nice.
I have this. I'll show it to you. I have the collector's edition record. It's a massive statue. But anyways, the game that I want to
You and
mention,
you alone.
yes, the one I want to mention that I installed, and I've been addicted to it. It's my most played game other than Night Rain. Is Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Great game.
Oh,
this
I bet
game-
that looks like it came out yesterday.
It does. I've already beat it.
Dude, I haven't played them on PC, Eric. I'm excited.
I haven't tried the Tomb Raider. What I did is I actually installed Shadow of the Tomb Raider because it was on Game Pass. Weirdly, the first one and the third one were on Game Pass, and Rise wasn't.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
booted up Shadow of the
Square
Tomb Raider,
Enix deal, probably.
and I actually, after I bought it, like 3 days after I bought Rise, it came to Game Pass. So they're all on Game Pass now. But anyways, Shadow looks so good. I was like, I want to play
Yeah.
this whole thing, but I want to do Rise first. Because Rise actually has another achievement list as well. So it's a whole new achievement
Why
list.
wouldn't
on
you start
PC.
with the first one? The first one.
Because there isn't a new achievement list. Literally.
Hey, I can't hate on that.
But so I got Rise, I booted it. Dude, it's so good.
What a
Yeah.
game! What a game!
It
Those
looks
games.
like it came out yesterday.
Yes.
It runs at 4K, like 144 hertz. The game design is exceptional. I mentioned in our chat that it has like shades of Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is obviously newer and more refined, but like the mechanics, like the loop that you go through is like
Yes.
similar. The collectibles,
the
exploring,
tombs,
the tombs, the puzzles, the combat's
the
combat's
stealthy
actually
combat,
really good.
shooting. Yeah,
It's and the upgrades and the progression. It's like Metroidvania where you're unlocking things that
Yes.
open. It's,
Oh,
10 years
so
old.
good.
it's so good.
It's so good.
Crystal Dynamics put in a ton of.
You
extra
better
effort.
kill it with Perfect Dark Crystal Dynamics.
They put in a lot of work to modernize it too. It has full DLSS. It's got like the hair tessellation on the Lara. It's dude. It's on Game Pass now too. Check it out. Brand new achievement list. Got nothing to lose. That's
Yeah.
Based Eric, everybody go play the Tomb Raider reboots, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Incredible games.
Xbox timed exclusive. Can't believe
That
they
ended
do that.
Xbox, ended everything. Guys, great discussion. I did buy that on Steam, by the way, Eric. I will
Well,
get to those
speaking
eventually.
of which, Steam Summer Sale going on right now.
Steam Summer Sale
And
going on. We forgot about
you
that.
can get Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration for $4.49 right now.
I did buy it on sale. It was super.
Everybody go buy that. $5 for 3 of the best
Bacon, you
action
played that, right?
or
Oh, yeah.
action adventure games
Yep.
you could play.
They're all on Game Pass,
Shout out to the chat. Denero Primero said, I haven't been playing anything. Having my youngest home for summer has made any free time I have vanish. Emotionless Taco, getting on my diamond grind and Valorant this summer. Gentle Stone, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remakes chance are free if you have Amazon Prime. Do you have those or you bought those? didn't you?
Yeah. No, but I already have them. So, I don't. Yeah.
Shout out, go grab those. Guys, let's close the show like we always do. Chance with the best food we had this week.
Wow. It's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited.
I'll go very quickly. I went to the Chipotle Chance off of Wadsworth and Hamden, the one that I don't like after the basketball game last night. They usually always, again, walk in, it's 9:30. They close at 10. Hey, we don't have any steak. Just to let you know, we don't have that special new honey chicken. You close at 10, Chipotle.
Yeah. Did they have the ranch? Have you tried the new ranch?
The product should be out there. No, I forgot to. But having said that, they did have chicken. They did have carnitas, which Allie wanted. And I got to say, for once, this Chipotle knocked it out of the park.
Okay.
This was an incredible burrito. You get double chicken, double queso.
Yeah.
Queso in it, dip it outside of it is what I did. Corn salsa extra, green salsa, lettuce. Trust me, you guys. Go get that burrito.
I was curious about the ranch because, like, I've never wanted ranch at Chipotle.
Yeah, I had the option actually to have a free side. I should have got that, but I went with queso instead.
But because, yeah, I don't. you know.
Yeah. Chance, go ahead. What was the best food you had?
We did the dumbest thing on the planet, which I can say out loud because she'll never listen to this show. But my wife and our neighbor decided that they thought it would be good for all 8 of us, Maggie, Tony, Chance, Ashley, and all 4 children, to go to the melting pot. Because there was in June, you got 25% off for being an educator, and on Sundays and Tuesdays, kids eat free. Well, we got there, and kids.
Hey, thanks for sharing that information with me.
Yeah, sorry. You hate that place. Kids eat free only until 4:00. Our reservation.
We eat
was at
dinner at like
5.
3 o'clock. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, we eat at 5 typically too. So that didn't work. And the educator discount does not work for drinks. So a couple of $20 drinks later, that was it. The food was fantastic. Obviously it's the best food I had all week. But 5-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 4-year-olds with sharp objects that look like drumsticks and swords, just no thanks. Never again. Terrible idea.
Yeah. Kids are the worst, you guys. Bacon, what was the best food you had this week?
So ever since COVID, we've had food trucks come into our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually
He lives in a rich conservative area of Colorado. I'm just going to point that out there. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say exactly where, but if you know Colorado, Denver Metro, you'll be able to figure it out real quick. Go ahead.
It is the 9th richest county in the United States, I will admit. None of that's my money, but yeah. So the wife went over and got some barbecue from one of these places yesterday, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Had some brisket and a sausage. I always go with the brisket and the sausage, guys. It's always the correct choice.
Can't go wrong.
But I did have some breaking news that just came across the Twitter feed.
Is it
Twitter
layoffs?
Says attention, Microsoft is scrapping the iconic blue screen of death. Known for appearing during unexpected restarts Windows computer, the company's revealed the new black iteration of the blue screen of death, and it's supposed to really streamline the restart process. So,
you know what?
been around since the 90s, and I'm going to pour out a little liquor for the blue screen of death because I've had more than my fair share of blue screens of death.
Shout out blue screen. Rip. Should it be
Rest
the
in
blue
peace.
clouded Microsoft Windows 95 background? Or was that XP? That should have been
Or just a big
That was
PlayStation
XP.
logo.
okay.
So it's going to be
Better
black
than
now.
layoffs, though.
It's better.
Yeah.
That's where I
need-
thought you were going.
Yeah.
I need to hear more best food this week. By the way, Silken said, am I the only one playing Death Stranding too? Yes.
Hell yeah,
Silken.
man.
Yes, you are.
Silken,
I mean, I absolutely would be if I could right now.
I tried to do the first one. It's
It's so
I bought the first one on Xbox PC. Once I get through that and it comes to Xbox PC, I'll play it there. But I'm glad
Did you
you're
play
enjoying
the first one yet, Dan?
No, I purchased it. Still sitting there. By the way, that was also on sale. You go buy it if you
Yeah,
can.
it's
I
on
think
sale.
it's like 15 or less bucks right now. Eric, best food.
Well, my barbecue season started late because I had to do a renovation on my deck. So I actually got to barbecue some stuff recently. I would say the best thing I barbecued was some Smokies and some smoked.
Smokies are those like
Little
little hot
hot
dogs?
dogs?
A little, yeah. Right?
Okay,
In
that's what
Canada,
it,
they're even smaller.
Or in
That's-
Canada,
if that's
might
what
be
it is in the
Cheerios.
States. Then I feel bad for you. No, Smokies are way bigger than hot dogs.
Yeah, those
they-
are Smokies. Yeah, the little.
They're
mini-
We
basically
call them
like a
little
s-
smokies. That's what
Yeah.
they are.
Well, that's not at all what I had. It's like a smoked sausage in a hot, wrapped in the hot dog stuff, and you cut them. I showed it to you in the group. They were amazing. They're not little. They're giant, and they're delicious. And I also
so
had.
glizzies.
Yeah. Just
They're not
regular
glizzies,
American
they're
hot dogs.
They're not hot dogs. They're not hot dogs.
I'm getting
Sound
so
like hot
confused right
dogs.
now, you guys.
Come to Canada. I'll make you some. You'll immediately.
I love Canada. but y'all
What did
are
I say
weird.
about the finals? It was
The boot?
immediate difference, immediate and obviously not hot dogs. Anyways, the other,
You sent this in our private season gaming chat?
probably, or maybe I don't know. I sent it to you for sure because I was you cut them a certain way.
Can you resend that to me in the Nerd Chat
fat
Discord, please?
caramelizes. They're good. Anyways,
Shout out to Nerd Chat Discord. Come join us over there. Eric's going to send us a picture.
Okay.
Gentle
also
Stone
had-
said, "Is this smoked sausages? Is that what you're talking about?"
Yes.
You're talking
yes.
about little wieners.
They're not
I'm
little.
pretty sure you're talking about little mini dogs.
No, they're They're
Do you
huge.
put them
sure,
on?
they're not little.
They're
Don't
the
call his
biggest
wiener little.
sausages you've ever seen.
Yeah.
6
Come on,
inches
Joe.
average, right?
I also had smoked deer burgers from
Ooh,
a
that
deer
sounds
that we
tasty.
personally unalived in Minecraft, and it was
shoot deer?
great. I say we. I didn't actually. It was someone. It was my father-in-law, not me.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I seen
I
it,
used to hunt.
and yeah. Anyways, delicious, and it was natural. It wasn't processed deer. It was fed Canadian forests. It was delicious. Anyways, I would say that's the best. That's the best food I had for sure.
Sounds like a
Very.
good week, bro.
Diego's backing you up. I saw them. Eric did share. Well, I'm sorry, I missed it. We've got 426 subscribers, 128 Popeyes chicken sandwiches eaten, 113 breakfast burritos. Oh, did you add one for me? Bacon,
breakfast
48. 48 Chipotle burritos. Might make that 49. 77 fast food
55.
burgers. There's something else. Anyway, guys, great discussion. This has been the Nerd Chat episode 217. Is the Meta Xbox really an Xbox? Meta Quest? No, it's not. I don't know what the hell's going on. Is Expedition 33 Combat really good, but also a little overrated? I think so. My name is Daddy Diwali. You can follow me at Daddy Diwali across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast. Go check us out over on YouTube Reels, TikTok apparently, and always remember.
See you online?
No, that's way too early. I'll say that. Sorry. No, I was waiting. I was trying to wait to get 139 pizzas eaten. That's what I was trying to stall for. X Bacon Game, and where can people find you?
Oh, folks can find me on Twitter at XBaconGame, and you can now find me on the Xbox app playing my Sony games.
Here it goes, guys.
Through my Xbox.
With
Just so
what
we're
controller?
aware.
Just so I know.
I have a litany of controllers. I can play
He's
anything
using the
on a
DualSense
PC.
Edge. It's growing on me, guys.
Please tell me you're not using a DualSense.
I am using an Edge because it's required to get into that high contrast mode. You gotta slide across
Swipe
the
right.
pad.
Swipe
It's
right.
terrible. Anyways, so if any of y'all want to come and play Sony games with me on my Xbox, please come on over. We can play them on our Xboxes now. All kidding aside, check me out this week. I was on co-op mode with Todd Oxtra and Secret Friends Unite. It was a blast. And shout out to the chat for hanging out and being great as you guys always are.
Heck yeah.
Bubble Boy and Seven, where can people find you?
Oh, the Great Pyramids of Giza.
Yes.
Just sliding around. It's so fun. I've done
I
it
know.
like twice.
It's
you
the best.
get to
Have you been
the-
taking screenshots? I took so many on the pyramids.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then just sliding down is so much fun. And what crazy fun fact, if you've played that game recently ever,
Assassin's Creed Origins, everyone.
yes, sorry. The amount of time in between us and Bayek is shorter than Bayek and when those pyramids were originally built. Think about that. That's a mind boggler for you. So it's only about 2,000 years between us and Bayek. It was 3,000 between Bayek and when those things were
Whoa.
built. So it's crazy, right?
that is-
Like those things have stood the
That's
test
insane.
of time. Yeah. And then I also, other random weird thing about being there. Look at the Sphinx nowadays. That guy has taken a beating. Because I
I
was
saw
like,
him in Indiana Jones. Spoilers.
well,
I agree.
even since then, he's taken a beating. So
And thanks for filling in, Eric, our favorite Canadian guest. Game Positive, where can people find you?
You can still find me over on Twitter, Game Positive YT. That's usually where I hang out. Blue Sky, I'm around too. Eric Bizanson, something like that. I don't know.
you have a
YouTube,
last
Game
name?
Positive YT.
I know.
Yeah, it's a Canadian thing, dude. Don't.
By the way, we will be going over the prediction battle royale. I just wanted Jose to be here as well, so maybe we'll do that next week. Try to get Eric to be in the chat because he might have won. Spoiler alert. As always, gentlemen, for those who come after, right? See you online.
Great quote. See you online.
See you online.
See you online.
I do not have a movie clip, so we're going straight into it.
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy D. Wally. Co-host and producer Jose Martinez III can be found at Chipotle_bear. Former intern, now co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at XBaconGaming. And former co-host, now returning intern Chance Siegel can be found at BubbleBoy N7. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.